What's up, everybody? It's Eddie Z here from Easy Trading Computers, and you're watching Trading Computers Secrets. In this video, I want to show you a very neat app to find out exactly what brand and model of components are inside your current computer. All right, so this is a really cool app I recently discovered that shows you every single component inside your computer, every brand, every model number of every single component. So what you want to do is go to a website called ccleaner.com. Once you get to ccleaner.com, just go over here to the For Home button and drop on down to Specky. This one's called Specky because we're going to look up the specs of your computer. Kind of a fun name. Then go ahead and click the download free version. That'll bring you down here. Stick with free. You don't need to pay for this, and go ahead and download the free version. Again, it's bringing you to another page. Click download free, and just be patient for a second. I'm using Chrome, so I get this little pop-up over here. If you were using Firefox, you'd get your little download arrow up here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this link to set up Specky. Give it a second to load. I've noticed that it takes a minute or so or a few seconds for the pop-up to come up to go ahead and install it. So I'm just waiting for that pop-up now. There it is. Click Install, and it will get everything downloaded and installed for you. Specky V 1.32, run Specky. Now I'm going to uncheck View Release Notes. I don't need to view the release notes. So I click Run Specky, and I have this little program on my computer now called Specky. Let me go ahead and maximize this. Let's take a look at what it tells us. So we are on the summary page. These are all the different pages of information that you have. So we're here on the summary page, and you can see I'm running Windows 10 Home 64-bit. This computer, this is one of my old machines. I just use this to make videos. This has an Intel Core i7 4790K running at 4 gigahertz, it says. My RAM, I have 16 gigs of RAM, DDR3. We're on DDR4. It's the most advanced now. So you can see this is an older machine. My motherboard is an Asus Sabertooth Z97 Mark I. My graphics cards and my graphics, I'm using model 2752. Those are my monitors. This machine has 2 monitors that are known as model 2752. These are like a very generic monitor I had laying around the office. Most of the monitors we recommend are either Acer or Asus. Many cases you'll see, it'll say Asus model XYZ123. Or Acer model VH247GP, something like that under graphics. And it should also tell you what video card you have. This has an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 750, this particular machine. For storage devices, I have a 232 gigabyte Crucial solid state hard drive, and I have a 2 terabyte Western Digital MyPass. I have 2 CD-ROM devices on here, and I'm also using a Logitech Pro X gaming headset plugged into the audio. So you can see it tells you what brand of component you have, what model, for example, like the drive here, what model of drive I have. So that's a really cool summary right out of the gate. What we want to make note of right here is that I have the Intel i7 4790. You might want to write down your processor as well. I'm going to show you something pretty neat in a few minutes. Now, here we get more into the detail. This is a summary page. I'm clicking on operating system. What this is telling me is I'm running Windows 10. It's desktop, what date it was installed on this machine, the serial number of Windows. That's sometimes a good thing to have. So if you ever have an issue with Windows and you're already a customer of Easy Trading Computers and you're having trouble with Windows, it's nice to have the serial number. It should be located on a sticker on the top or the rear of your machine, but this might be an important thing to write down, is your serial number of Windows, and just put it in a safe place. It tells me all of the settings inside of Windows, my security center. My update is set to auto update, but to notify before downloading and installing. Windows Defender is enabled, antivirus, all kinds of neat stuff you can go through at your own leisure. Next one here is CPU. Now this one is pretty interesting because it tells me this is a 4-core processor with 8 threads. What 8 threads means is that Intel has a special program that runs on the processor. It's called hyperthreading. And what that does is make this 4-core processor look like an 8-core processor. And as a trader, that usually really helps your trading applications run more efficiently. Intel has that built in. AMD has it now too. What I want to bring your attention to down here is it's actually showing my clock speed of each core in real time. So this machine, even though this processor, it says it's 4.0 gigahertz, I have this processor boosted up to 4.4 gigahertz, 4.399. Here we have the RAM. It tells me I have a total of 4 memory slots, and I'm only using 2 of them. So I could actually upgrade the memory with 2 more RAM modules. It tells me the type of RAM. This tells me the total amount of RAM I have on the machine. 16,384 bytes is the same as 16 gigabytes. Tells me the RAM frequency. So if I was going to upgrade it, I got to make sure to match this RAM frequency. Tells me how much memory I'm using right now. I'm using almost 40% of the memory, and I have available about 9.6 gigs. The next one here on the left is the motherboard. And as I said earlier, it's an Asus Sabertooth Z97. It tells me what is the version of the BIOS that I'm running. Tells me the voltage. A lot of this stuff you don't really need to know, but if you wanted to get into the real nitty-gritty of the machine, you could look at every single spec. If I click on graphics, it shows me the 2 monitors that I have running. It shows me what resolution I have them set to. And down here, it tells me about my graphics card. Now, this machine only has 1 graphics card, but if I had multiple graphics cards in here, it would list both of them. It also tells me I'm running at about 35 degrees. By the way, if you're on CPU, it also tells you your core temperature. If you ever saw these temperatures above 65 degrees Celsius, like you're running 75, 80, 85, 90 degrees Celsius, that's a kind of a high level. That's a dangerous level to run your CPU, and you're going to start overheating, and you don't want to burn out the CPU. Call your computer's tech support and find out why that's happening. Next one is optical drives. Tells me what type of optical drives I have. So this machine has a DVD writer, and it also has a Blu-ray disc reader. Audio, I have the Logitech Pro X gaming headset here. There's also audio built into my video card, and then the motherboard, the Realtek high definition audio, is built into the motherboard. Playback devices, I have speakers, which is this headset that I'm wearing, and then there's also a speaker built into my monitors, little tiny speaker. Recording devices, obviously my headset. And then if you click on peripherals, it tells you about what kind of mice you have hooked up, what kind of printer you have hooked up. Here's my headset again. Here's all the things that are plugged into the machine, external devices, essentially. And then on the network, it tells me about my current network. This particular machine I have plugged into both Xfinity and into AT&T Gigablast. So I actually have 2 different internet connections on this machine. All right, so going back to the summary, I know I have the Intel Core i7 4790K, and even though it says 4 gigahertz, I'm running at 4.3, 4.4. I'm just going to copy this. Then I want you to go to easytradingcomputers.net. easytradingcomputers.net. That's my website. So here's our website. Let me close this here. Go ahead and click on Test Your Computer's Speed if you haven't seen this before. Now, assuming you're running a Windows machine, go ahead. You can watch this video, but I tell you in this video how to test your computer speed. You can skip this. Go ahead and click Get Started right here. Then go ahead and put in the CPU information of your computer. Now, I tried doing it by cut and paste. That didn't work, because what should happen is when you start typing the type of processor you have, notice the drop down underneath. This is to help you find your processor. So I guess go ahead and type it in manually, like that. So I have the Intel Core i7-4790K. I click on that. It automatically fills it out. I click Next Step. And that takes you to a page that looks like this. Now, the benchmark score of my processor, the i7-4790K, is 11,164. And that is why I use this machine to make videos, because the minimum benchmark score you want to see is 12,000. This is an older machine, perhaps 5 or 6 years old, and it's a little tiny bit outdated. I could probably get by with this machine, but now we have machines. We even have laptops that run over 14,000 and desktops running with a benchmark score over 30,000. The minimum benchmark score you want to see is 12,000. So that's very important. So now you know exactly how fast your machine is for trading. And you could look at my videos and stuff, but I'm walking you through this. Now, there's one more aspect about checking your computer's speed for trading, and that's this button right here. Take the next speed test. And what this is a test of your internet speed. So I'm just going to scroll under the video. The video explains how to use this right here, the speed test. So let's go ahead and test our speed. Right now, I'm connected to my Xfinity connection, even though I can also connect to my AT&T Gigablast. Let's see how my Xfinity Comcast is doing today. So I go ahead and click Go. This little tool boots up and starts running. I'm doing pretty well. This is a very nice speed. It's not as fast as my fiber from AT&T, but it is pretty fast. I'm going to let the test finish here. Now it's going to, that just tested the download. Now I'm testing the upload. So this number here is called the ping. Ping is your computer shooting a signal to the closest node at your provider. So I'm pinging or sending a quick signal and looking for a response from my closest access point of my internet provider. In this case, it's Comcast Xfinity. And it took 9 milliseconds. That is very good. Any ping under 50 milliseconds is good. Once you start getting over 50 or over 100 milliseconds, you're going to have slippage. So this is something that you want to bring down to the lowest level possible. My download speed is 360 megabits per second. My upload speed is 24.2 megabits per second. These are good numbers. The minimum download you want to see is 25 megabits per second. The minimum upload speed you want to see is 5 megabits per second. My recommendation is don't be cheap. Upgrade to the highest speed possible in your area that's within reason. If you're paying $100 a month to get the fastest internet available, that's fine. You should be willing as a trader to pay $100. If it's $700 a month because you have to go through some private network, that's unreasonable. So here there's this last piece called Jitter. This Jitter score is a measure of how clean your signal is, how clean your download is, how clean your upload, how clean the signal is. Are you having what's called packet loss, where the signal going back and forth from your computer to the first computer on the internet, that there's a little bit of signal loss or a little bit of data loss? That's what jitter means. You want this as low as possible. So an acceptable tolerance for jitter is anything under 30 milliseconds. Anything over 30 or 50 means you have packet loss, and it means your signal is not clean. So your internet speed is going to vary greatly, and sometimes your signal may be super fast and clean, and other times your signal's not going to come in so well. Those are the two big tests for measuring your computer speed. You want to have a fast CPU, your processor, and you want to have the fastest internet that you can afford within reason. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please feel free to download our complete guide to trading computers by clicking the link below. This guide is packed with great tips so you can totally optimize your trading experience. Also, if you know someone who you think would like this video and the guide, please go ahead and enter their information in the form below. We'll send them an invite. Lastly, go ahead and check out our latest sale by clicking the button below. My name's Eddie Z, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.